Hello, I'm Dr. Harriet Richard at Johnson C. Smith University, and this is just a little primer for my students on cognitive development, Piaget. I know you've read it in the text. I'm going to go over some things, but I'm going to try and make it a little clearer. It still may be a little foggy, but you've got an assignment coming up that deals with what is the best gift to give your niece or nephew, and taking you through these stages may help you in terms of accomplishing that. All right, the first stage is sensory motor. It's about how the child navigates the world, how they get to know what's in it mainly by putting things into their mouth. Could be your earrings, people's earrings, my locks. Could be a necklace, could be a piece of candy, could be one of those little Tide Pods that they have now made the packaging so that children can't get into them. But that's why from birth to 2, kids are trying to figure out what's going from birth to 2, they're trying to figure out how to locomote in their world, how to get around, what's important, what's not, what can they eat. All right, stuff like that. All right, so anyway, the primary thing for them to accomplish is to understand object permanence, that when something's hidden, it still continues to exist even though it's not there. That's one of the reasons they cry so much when their parents leave the room. They don't see them. They think they're gone forever. If you've ever tried to play peekaboo with a kid on an airplane, not good. Don't start, because it's going to be a problem, because the child will be going at it forever because they think when you hide behind your hands, you are really not there at all. All right. But during this same stage, they come to understand object permanence. So if you show them your keys and hit it with a napkin, when they understood object permanence, they would be able to remove the napkin and voila, they're the keys. All right, the second stage is pre-operational. This is kind of a fun stage. At least it is when you're kind of playing with kids, because they don't understand the significance of size. They think if it's bigger, it's more important. So to them, a dime is not as important as a nickel because the nickel is larger. They think that if you have a sandwich and you really want 2 sandwiches, all that the parent needs to do is cut the sandwich in half. That only works for a little while. After a bit, they catch on. They get to the concrete operation stage and they're like, no, 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 no. I need another one, same size, not cut in half. All right. But anyway, during this stage, they're very egocentric. So the kinds of gifts that they would give you for your birthday would be what they like. They're very egocentric. It's whatever they like is what you like. I like what you like. That's how it works in terms of the pre-operational child. Let's see, is there anything else I need to add there? Okay, I'll come back to it. I'll explain it a little bit better in the classroom, but this is just a kind of a quick overview, okay? Concrete operations, they understand conservation. They understand that even though you change the shape of something, it still remains the same in terms of its mass. So if you have a tall glass and a short fat glass, let's say, and you pour that content into a taller, slimmer glass, if you ask them before, is it more in this glass, or is it going to be more, will this amount remain the same amount in this glass, or is it going to be more there? You can pour it into that glass before you do that. I need to get this straight, don't I? Before I do this video. But anyway, the idea is they'll think that it has changed somehow when they pour it into the taller glass, because they don't understand height and width and how that works together. They understand one or the other, okay? You can give them more in a taller thing. You can give them the same amount in a taller thing, and they'll think, oh, I've got a lot. And a little short thing, I don't have very much. All right, anyway, so the next one is formal operations. And, let me go back to concrete operational, because I really want you to understand that when children master this, they're able to do more complex math. They understand that 4/4 is equal to 1. They can do that kind of subtraction where you have 22 and 1/2 subtracting 2 3/4, because they can do that conversion and understand that 4/4 is the same as 1, or 5/5 is the same as 1, or 20/20 is the same as 1. So they can do the math, they can do the computation. And again, they understand that a nickel is worth less than a dime, even though the dime is smaller, okay? But again, we'll go over this in class. This is just a little overview, which might be confusing to some of you, but we'll straighten it out. The last stage is formal operations. Formal operations is really a kind of, they understand hypothetical kinds of situations. You understand that even though it's daylight in Charlotte, North Carolina, on the other side of the globe, it's nighttime. We understand time in a different way. We understand that people lived thousands of years ago and that people will hopefully live in the future. It's hypothetical kind of thinking. It's not really there, it's not present, but you understand that there was a time in which these things did occur, and there are times in the future when things will be different and will be occurring. It's not just what you see is all that you have. You understand more than just that. But again, I'll explain it in class. We can take it a little bit slower. It'll be fine. But I just want you to have kind of an overview. The text gives it to you. Hopefully these examples didn't muddy the water for you. Anyway, I'll see you in class and explain it more. Be prepared to ask some questions so you understand clearly. Okay? Thanks. Bye.